Welcome back, everybody, to the back of the first round of the Oregon Coast Championships, filmed in October. This is a tournament I filmed in the off-season. Huge shout-out to our coverage sponsors for making this come to life. And a big shout-out to TD Charles McLean for having me out there as well. If you did not check in for the front 9 holes, here's our scores. Tyee Rilatos out to a hot start. Everybody else kind of fighting back to par. And we're heading into the back 10 on this track. And it starts off with hole 10, tricky par 4. Danny actually throws the tee shot perfect here. You're kind of trying to get as high up on the hill to the right as you can. Tyee looking to have some rain issues. If you didn't check in for the front 9, definitely dealing with the elements out here at Wilder Park. Looked like Tyee just kind of let that one slip, and he's going to have to kind of fight up there and try and find a way to make par. And then we've got Trevor, not too far off from the ideal line that you're looking for, just a little inside. He's going to have to scramble for par. And then Micah absolutely squares the fairway. Par 4 only 393, so he may even have a long eagle putt. This hole does play uphill, so it's probably playing more like in 450 range, maybe 500 feet even, so we'll see where Micah's drive ended up. And then we've got Tyee down here in this little swale. He's just trying to get back to the fairway, and he's done pretty well on that. He'll have an opportunity to get up and down. Electing to just advance up the fairway, perfectly fine. Like we saw, he's off to a hot start, so if you're going to bogey a hole, this is probably the hole to do it on. Definitely one of the harder holes on the track. Only had a few birdies on the day, and saw some double bogeys as well as some single bogeys, so definitely not losing too many strokes to the field with a bogey on this. Here's Danny's upshot after a fantastic drive. That's kind of the benefit of getting up to the right off that initial drive. Kind of puts you eye level with the pin, so you can at least see the green. And then, like we were talking about, Micah does have kind of a long eagle look if he wants to run it. And looks like there he's just electing to lay up for birdie. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. And Danny a little long on his approach. Not able to convert on the putt. And then here's Trevor. Got about 20 feet or so. And is able to convert on the birdie. Insane second shot just to give himself a look. And then Tyee going to have his first blemish on the scorecard. That's kind of the deal out here at Wilder. If you didn't check in for the front 9, if you get off the fairway, saving par can be very tough in some spots. And Tyee does a great job to be able to stop the bleeding, just make it a single bogey. And then Micah will have this short putt left for birdie. And hopefully get back on the right track. Bit of a rough start on the front 9. And there it goes. So, a couple of birdies, a par, and a bogey for our card, as we see Danny Kitchens tapping in for par. Definitely one of the tougher holes on the track. Pretty unique hole. Short par 4, lots of stuff in the way, hard to get to the landing zone. Yeah, like I said, couple of birdies, a par and a bogey. Kind of leveling back out our scores. Tyee gives a couple back to the competitors on his card. And then we've got this short island hole. It's 252 downhill, hole 11. They do have an island painted on this hole. You've got about 45 feet short, and then you got about circle's edge left and right. And that is exactly what you're looking for. Just throw a straight putter right at it. Let it get a nice little check skip. And he's parked for birdie. Now we've got Micah Morehead going to his Scott Withers Buzz OS. And gets a kick, but it's not going to be good enough to get back in bounds for him. He will be moving up to the drop zone. Danny throwing his judge. It's a little turned, but perfectly fine. Lands in bounds. He'll have about 20 feet left for birdie. And once again, the conditions on this day, very wet. And yeah, made it very tough to get good grip out there today, as you can see from Tyee. Absolutely sliced up the front nine, and a couple of misreleases already to start the back, so we'll see if he can get his round back on track. You can even see it on the camera here if you look up at the basket right now. Lots of precipitation. Gonna be tough to get good footing as well as a good grip on your putter during a round like this. Ooh, Micah puts a good effort on that one. This drop zone just outside of the island, you've got about 50 feet. Let's see if Tyee can keep the putter hot. Ooh, another great bid. And just off to the right for Tyee. Now we've got Danny Kitchens up here, about 25 feet left for birdie. He's not able to convert. You can definitely feel the frustration mounting. Again, if you didn't watch the front nine, Danny had a couple of, honestly, just a little bit of unfortune on the front nine. Had a couple of putts that just didn't stick after hitting the center. Got Micah cleaning up his bogey here. Oh, and just as we talk about some misfortune, Micah straight through, not even a spit out, a spit through. Goes through the entire chain assembly. Tyee able to clean up his bogey. Always tough to do after you watch one of your competitors just have a nasty spit out. And Trevor shows us how to play the hole. Probably one of the more gettable holes out here on the day. Yeah, looks like we had 6 birdies on that hole for the day, so definitely one of the more birdied holes on this course. And Trevor able to convert, and we got the short straight, 2, 3, 4, 5. As we move into hole 12, we're back out to the open, and we're playing an uphill par 4 drive. All you're really looking to get is 350 to 450. Kind of want to land out in this opening just like Trevor's done there. Maybe left of there would be perfectly ideal, but from where Trevor's at, he'll have an opening into the green. And then from there, you do have that Mando there on the corner just to kind of make you think about it a little bit. And yeah, the basket's going to be chilling kind of right under those trees in the background. Tyee has this one a little overturned. Again, maybe dealing with some grip issues here. And Micah puts this one up in the air a little bit. It's coming back. It's going to have to sit, and it will. So we've got 4 drives in the fairway. Really can't mess this drive up too much. We've got Kitchens. Catches one of the trees on the entryway. It'll be circle 2 for birdie for him. Tyee looking for the big turnover into the green here. He'll have a putt. Trevor going to the more conventional hyzer forehand into the green here. And that'll work for a putt as well. And Micah looking to throw a nice straight zone shot here and skips right up to the basket. Should be an easy putt for birdie. Kitchens catches a little bit of shrubbery on the way out on his putt. And Tyee Definitely one of the cleaner spin putts I've ever seen in person. Tyee does give lessons, folks. So if you're struggling with your putt, definitely find him on Instagram. He'll get you squared away. And yeah, right back to his routine. Doesn't let the couple of bogeys bother him too much, and he's right back on the birdie train. So good to see that from Tyee. We've got Trevor basically at the same spot Tyee just had. Leaves his putt a little short. And now we've got Micah coming back. He's got about 20 feet back in the woods here. And Micah has just had trouble getting the putter hot today. He's throwing the disc perfectly fine. It's it's definitely been the putting mishaps, and that's the thing about having aggressive spin putts. When you miss everything on the basket, you've got sometimes an even further putt than what you just had. And that's the case here. He's got 25 feet coming back for par, coming back up the hill.
No, dude.
That one's off too. And that'll be a 3-putt bogey there for Micah. Micah hasn't shown it on this round or on this occasion, but I've seen Micah put together some good holes, and you can obviously tell with the arm talent. Definitely has plenty of potential. And Tyee, this is a common sight for what we saw in the front nine. Tyee grabs the birdie while everybody else is getting out of there with pars and bogeys. And we step up to hole 13. We've got 369. It's going to be a big turnover into these trees on the right. On this day, we had a helping crosswind. It was tail left to right, making it possible to get back to the pin. This is really the common play that you'll see here. Just kind of try to crush a forehand. You kind of want it to be hugging this tree line the whole way. This is going to be flipped up a little too straight for Trevor, and yeah, that's gonna cruise into that back tree line, making it a very tough par. Danny hanging this out a little wide. Stays short of the tree line. Should have a simple par from there. Very hard to get a birdie look on this hole. Says it's 369. Probably plays a little bit further. And that was the best looking forehand out of the three. And like I said, Danny's got a pretty routine approach. Stays out of the tree line. And that'll do. Now we've got Trevor crawling down into his lie. Like I said, going to be a tough par save from down in here. We'll see what he can do with it. And going to be hard to follow that one through the woods, but if I remember correctly, it did fight up to a putt for par. Now we've got Micah with the long bid for birdie. Not able to convert, but it'll be a tap-in par nonetheless. Here's where Tyee's drive ended up. Nice little forehand roller up to about 15 feet. Should be able to manage par from there. Oh, we must have missed Tyee's second shot there. Unfortunately, gonna be a bogey there for Tyee. Very easy to do. Just pin high left with this pin is some very, very heavily dense woods, and makes it very tough to try and find a way to approach the green. Mr. Kitchen's able to get his par, and this will be Micah tapping in for his par as well. And there's our scores through 13. One more time, Tyee's going to give a stroke back to the field. Trevor has now closed the gap to just 1. We're going to step away for our sponsors, but we'll be right back.
Coming soon to Salem, Oregon. Rain or shine, discs.
And welcome back. We are now up to hole 14. It's a par 3 going uphill. Probably one of the signature holes out here at Wilder. You're playing up over this ravine. It initially goes downhill and then back uphill heavily, up and to the right. Here's the common play. Trevor kind of just chucking a forehand right at it. It'll dry up a little bit short, but it'll be a makeable birdie look for Trevor. Danny going to a very similar line. Maybe trying to flex it around that left side, and just not quite enough turn for Danny. He's going to kick down to the left. He'll be trying to save par from there. And now we've got Micah going back to that Scott Withers Buzz OS. Misses everything. Gets up there to a putt. Almost pin high. Should be about 25 feet left for his birdie. And a little bit of a grip issue there for Tyee, but it fights through everything and gets up there to a close putt. Kitchen still trying to scramble up a birdie. It's going to come up a little short, but that should do for par. Now we've got Micah here at about circle's edge. And leaves it just a little short. Insult to injury rolls away a little bit for him, but should be able to clean that up for par. Trevor cashes his 30-footer. And for the time being is going to be tied with Tyee, but as you can see there, Tyee's got a close birdie putt for himself as well. And Micah able to bring his putt together and save his par there. Tyee with a close range birdie putt to keep his one-stroke advantage over Trevor.
Wow, worked out, dude. I yanked her for sure. Yeah.
Able to do so perfectly. And here is Danny Kitchens tapping in his par. Pretty short hole, but in person a very cool green, and yeah, definitely a signature hole out here at Wilder. And there you have it. We've got 2 birdies, 2 pars. Should be kind of what you see on that hole. You want to definitely give yourself a look, but at the end of the day, par isn't too bad on that hole. And now we've got the double Mando, hole 15. Playing to the short position for today's round. We've got 216, pretty much just a dead straight putter shot. Trying to squeak it past that bundle of trees there on the left. If you can get it just past those and moving left, should leave yourself with a birdie putt. And the grip issues continue for Tyee. Just after every hole, he's kind of looking down at his hand, doesn't know what's going on, and at this point probably just wants to get his hot round in the clubhouse. And Danny, ooh, threw it well. Unfortunately, just flipped up a little bit too long for him and hits one of the trees up on the green. Might have a birdie putt still. Micah going back to his zone. And a little bit of an early release there. Let's see if he can scramble up a par here. That's going to be tricky, but should have a putt for par. Trevor ended up on this right side, chipping up with his A3 once again. Looks pretty good. And Tyee just trying to scramble for his par here. And looks to do so pretty well. And there's Micah trying to make his par putt, but pretty heavily contested, and he's going to have to settle for another bogey. There he is, tapping in his bogey. Trevor has a tap in for his par. And if I'm not mistaken, that disc right next to the basket is going to be Mr. Danny Kitchens. So must have got a great kick off of that tree. Put him to inside the bullseye, and that'll get things going for Mr. Kitchens. Yeah, tapping in a short birdie putt. And, yeah, going to get an opportunity to grab a stroke on the card. 2 on Micah. And slowly crawling himself back to even par. Just 1 stroke off of that pace. And now we've got another right to left moving 223, hole 16. We've got one Mando here on the right side just to make sure you're not throwing over another hole's fairway. But, yeah, Danny plays this hole a little bit unconventionally with that turnover sidearm. This is kind of the more conventional approach. Just a right to left moving backhand out of Trevor. I believe that one was his envy. Here we see Tyee going back to his Kia. Very Gator-style disc. And that one looks pretty good. Maybe a little short. Let's see if Micah can get over his woes here and get back on track. It's not going to happen here on 16, unfortunately, but still plenty of golf left to play. This was a 3-round B tier, so even after this round, Micah's going to have plenty of time to make up ground. And there we go. Able to get the putter going. It's been a tough day on the putting green so far for Micah, but able to convert there. And hopefully that'll get something going for him. Now we've got Trevor from about 20 feet. Still can see the rain coming down pretty good, and woohoo! After all the basket mishaps, Trevor, I'm sure, is very happy to see that one stick.
It was a little high.
And Danny has a makeable but obstructed birdie putt here. And leaves it short. That's going to be a very common miss once you start playing in the rain. It's very hard to get a clean release on your putt, and henceforth you're going to see a lot of short misses. Tyee not dealing with that problem. Able to put his putt on the center. And Kitchens is going to have to keep working to fight back to par. Couple of birdies, couple of pars. Really down this back stretch of holes, quite a few birdieable ones out here at Wilder. Not going to be the case for this upcoming hole. It's hole 17, 281. Honestly, Trevor shocked me with this approach. Hadn't really seen anybody go with this in any of the practice rounds that I watched. This is going to be your more conventional play. Kind of throw a hyzer up over the right side. The basket lies kind of between the two shots that you just saw, between that forehand and the backhand. Kind of just at the back edge of this tree line. Danny liked what he saw out of Trevor's shot, and without practicing, I believe he mentioned something about that during the round. He had never seen anybody do it, and even Micah is kind of liking that approach as well. So we'll see where those forehands ended up. Micah is going to hit one coming into the green and dry up a little shy, but does have a long birdie putt. Puts it on line a little short. Tyee, after his backhand up over the right side, has a long birdie putt as well. That's another good bid on it. And there we go, Tyee able to get out of here with a par. Definitely nothing wrong with that on this hole. Pretty hard to give yourself a birdie putt. And we're going to have a couple of close ones on this card. The two forehands that got through, I guess that's kind of the thing there, right? It's the shorter, more obstructed, so if you end up finding the gap, going to be a good opportunity to get up to the basket for a putt. And there you see 2 out of the 3 birdies on the day, the only other one being Ryan Robinson. No shocker there, being a forehand extraordinaire himself. And there we go. Once again, we see 2 birdies, 2 pars. And all of a sudden, we've got kind of a barn burner on our card here. We've got Trevor at 4 down, Tyee at 4 down, Kitchen's able to get back to even par, and Micah hanging out. Sorry, Micah. Love you. As we step up to hole 18, we've got 2 holes left on this track. We've got a 293 downhill, moving to the right, par 3. Trevor working hard to get at least some kind of grip on his disc here. You're going to see mainly 2 plays. It'll be either a slow turning backhand, got to control the speed going downhill, and then obviously the other route being just kind of a stock sidearm shot. And Trevor, a little bit wide. You're kind of trying to get it to turn further right and kind of more so into this gap that Kitchen's just hit. Does hit the ceiling. That was looking perfect, but that's going to come up a little short after hitting the ceiling. But that's kind of the right idea there. You're trying to hit that gap, move it to the right just a touch. Let's see what Tyee's got for us. Starts it out on line, maybe a little overturned, but should be a look for birdie. And let's see if Micah can go to school on those lines and get us a birdie putt here. And kind of following Trevor's lead. Should be a similar putt to what Trevor's got. Maybe pin high-ish, about 40 feet left. And Kitchen's has about 80 feet here. Not able to convert. And yeah, here we see we've got Trevor about pin high 40 feet. Has a couple of trees and a stump to contend with. Gives it a good bid off the band, and that's kind of rolling out to no man's land. We'll see what he has left for par. Tyee. Ooh. It's a good run on it. Found the slot in the bush and got a lot of chains, but not able to get it to stick. And Micah gives it a good run from the bushes, but he'll be off the band as well. And here's what Trevor has left for par. That rolled away quite a bit for him. He's all the way back out to circle's edge for par. And leaves it short. He's going to be giving one back to Tyee with 1 to play on this feature card. 19 holes out here at Wilder, so one more left on this first round. Trevor definitely not happy, but he's put together a solid round so far and is looking pretty good for lead card for round 2. And Tyee able to escape with his par as well. So here's our scores going into the final hole. We've got Trevor Snyder at 2 down. We've got Tyee at 4 down. Kitchen's sitting there at even par, and Micah Morehead at 6 over par. Heading into the final hole. 361, pretty stock sidearm for people that have 350 or more in power. That looks great from Danny. Might be pushing, and it is. It's pushing the OB line long. That's kind of the difficulty with this hole. Plenty of airspace to work it into the green, but lined with OB left, long, and right. Kind of a peninsula green. Tyee going to the backhand turnover approach.
Pitch up from there.
Turns it over a little. Probably won't have a super close birdie look, but it is in bounds. And now we've got Micah also going to the sidearm here. You're looking to get this over the road and then get a skip over. And Micah just overturns it into the weeds on the left side.
It's up there, right where you cross.
So he will be out of bounds. And now we've got Trevor going to the sidearm as well. He's got plenty of power to get this all the way to the green. Puts a good move on it. It's looking maybe a little inside, but should be about pin high.
I guess I didn't really know how far this was.
And so Micah will go over here to the drop zone. They had an optional drop zone for this tournament. And asking for it to sit, and that'll be a tap-in bogey to finish. Tough round for Micah, but like we were talking about, 2 rounds to play. Tyee, I believe, was just trying to lay this one up for par, and he's going to find himself going OB on the backside. Kind of an ill-advised mistake there for Tyee. Trevor trying to give this one a go. And able to stay in bounds for him. Oh, no. And really the first putting mishap we've seen all day from Tyee. Comes at the worst time for him. That was a putt for bogey, so he's going to have that one coming back for double. Kind of giving back his hard-earned strokes throughout the round. And Kitchens with a hard-fought round, able to fight back to even par. Hits a nice putt there to save his par on the final hole. Now we've got Tyee coming back for double bogey. Oh, no. Oh, this one's kind of turned into a nightmare hole for Tyee. It can happen quick on this green. As you see, it kind of runs off straight down to the OB. And a putting mishap there for Trevor. Oh no, these boys just can't get into the clubhouse. And Micah able to save his bogey from the drop zone. Looks like Trevor's going to take the same. He'll also have a bogey to finish. And Kitchen's going to walk away with a stroke on the entire card here. If not more, we've got a triple bogey there for Tyee to finish. Gives away 3 of his hard-earned strokes, but as you guys will see here shortly, that will still be good enough to get Tyee on the lead card for round 2. We've got Joshua Gibbons jumping out to a 4-stroke lead, as you'll see our leaderboard here in a second. We've got Joshua at 5 down. We've got a bundle of 1 downs. We'll have Trevor Snyder back on the card. Paige Hurtado and Tyee Rilatos will round out our round 2 lead card.